Chapter 18. The hospital parking lot was very narrow. Theodore's car door couldn't be opened, he could only get off on the same side as Serafina. He was about to get off the car, but she suddenly slammed the door. If he hadn't reacted quickly and raised his hand to stop her, he would have been beaten to a pulp. It must be on purpose. He was angry, about to get off the car to reason with her, but when he raised his head, he saw Chloe. Although he had been locked up in a place full of men for a whole week, he really didn't enjoy seeing Chloe again. Chloe was really skilled, she had him under her thumb for a while, but these tricks didn't last long anyway. Because he lost his cell phone, avoided her seductive and coquettish tone and her messages full of obscene ambiguousness, his physiological attachment to her had long since vanished like a soap bubble. He hadn't thought about her for a long time, after all, his attention was all on how to strangle Serafina. He also knew that if he went out and acted like a hero now, she would definitely give him a whirlwind sweep to get him into shape, and the previous agreement of obediently going to school might even be cancelled. Therefore, he obediently sat in the car, rubbing his aching arm. She must have done it on purpose, even if she had reminded him, there was no need to use such a heavy hand. As soon as Serafina got out of the car, she saw Chloe wearing sunglasses, very star-like, full of energy, cold and noble. It seemed like she had been waiting here for a long time. She leaned against the car door, smiling on the outside but cold on the inside. Chloe took off her sunglasses, smiling in a standard actress way. I didn't even have time to ask your name last time. Serafina didn't hesitate, smiling sweetly. My family name is White, my name is Lotus White. Chloe frowned. What kind of ancient name is that? But it didn't matter. Miss Lotus, I think you're still naive, you don't understand the darkness of society. Someone like you should definitely find a man who's a little older, so he can take care of you. Theodore is about your age, and the mental age of boys is younger than that of girls. If you're together, you'll only argue, and you'll feel very tired. Serafina didn't understand. Your age on paper is 25, but in reality, she cupped her cheeks and looked at her. It's probably 28 or 29. And you're still looking for a young man like him? 3 years is a lifetime. How many lifetimes are between the two of you? Chloe's powdered face instantly became distorted. Didn't anyone teach you not to carelessly increase a woman's age? Serafina's eyes darkened. Didn't anyone teach you not to carelessly talk about other people's boyfriends? Chloe was stunned, sneering. Boyfriend? Theodore is your boyfriend? She shrugged. If he's not my boyfriend, then he's my younger brother? Look, how much younger are we than you? He's more reasonable as your younger brother. Chloe was extremely angry. The age issue really would make women go crazy. But she couldn't argue with a girl, so she just tried to probe her provocatively. He's your boyfriend, so why does he call and text me sweetly every night? Serafina looked at her indifferently. You're really an actress, you don't blush when you lie. Chloe was stunned. Serafina said calmly, don't you know that he didn't pick up your phone? That's why no one answered your 56 calls last week. As for your 38 dirty text messages, he read them with me, laughing as he read them, saying that women like you are so lowly. So, if your soul and body are both empty, I'll bother you to go to masquerade and find a gigolo to fill the void inside you, okay? Chloe's face was burning. She thought that the girl in front of her was just a naive and shallow 20-year-old girl, who wanted to lie to separate those two, but unexpectedly, she was exposed so thoroughly and humiliatingly. So she couldn't call him because he had blacklisted her number? And the shameful messages she sent, he even showed this brat, and laughed while watching them? Serafina's face was cold. I'm disgusted just by seeing you, so there's no need to say more. It's best if you quietly get out of my sight. Don't use that clingy cat trick, and don't even think about pretending to be pregnant or making sex videos. Theodore is not a public figure, but you have to make a living with your reputation. No matter what happens, if you turn your back, the one who will suffer the most in the end will still be you. Finally, she added a bitter sentence. You have been in the entertainment industry for so many years, you must know its basic rules, right? Coincidentally, our class also has rules. If you act rashly and want to challenge us, we can destroy you at any cost. Her last sentence was unusually vicious, the gloomy and cold aura was sinister, even the old fox in the entertainment industry like Chloe felt a cold current spreading from the soles of her feet, her back also shivered. Chloe immediately became speechless, this girl was too scary, it was clearly just a smile, but her eyes were as dark as two bottomless pits, icy cold, like a devil. She didn't expect that she would be overwhelmed by such a much younger brat, both angry and humiliated. She also knew that Theodore's naive thinking couldn't have such complicated thoughts. Maybe only this girl could tell him to do this and that. Under Seraphina's cold and disdainful gaze, Chloe was completely defeated, leaving behind a somewhat indecisive "you guys wait" sentence. Seraphina laughed evilly, okay. Chloe got into the car, embarrassed and angry, and made a phone call. What you said, I won't do any more. Theodore has a cruel girl named Lotus White by his side. I don't have an umbrella, I still have to live with this job. Don't look for me anymore. After speaking, she heard the other side's response and continued, I won't play with you anymore, but I'll introduce you to someone, Emily Martin, the younger sister of the mafia boss Alex Martin. Chloe hung up the phone, and now she felt a little more relieved. Waiting for Chloe's car to go far away, Seraphina opened the car door, tilted her head to look at Theodore. She said those words just now, her expression was full of hatred and cruelty. This time, do you still think she's a weak and pitiful person? He was dissatisfied, so what? I don't like her that much anyway. I don't care if you like her or not. She glared at him. What I mean is, have you admitted defeat in our bet? Of course, he didn't admit it, pushed her towards the elevator, and changed the subject. Go see a doctor quickly, if you wait too long, your wound will get infected. She was carefully bandaged by the doctor. When she left the examination room to look for him, she unexpectedly ran into Vivian. She was surprised, didn't you guys go out? Why did you run to the hospital? Vivian said worriedly, Lily accidentally fell off her horse. The doctor is examining her right now. After saying that, she gently touched Seraphina's bandaged arm. Seraphina listened to her explanation, but was not surprised at all. Falling off a horse is indeed an old but still effective method. She laughed. William was by her side at that time, right? Vivian was surprised. How did you know? Then frowned in reminiscence. To tell the truth, the person standing closest to her at that time was actually Harrison. But he was not gallant at all, he didn't even bother to help her when Lily fell off the horse. Fortunately, William carried her out of the racetrack, otherwise, the horse would have stepped on her. Seraphina didn't care about Lily being injured, but instead frowned meaningfully. William carried her. Vivian, you're so generous. Vivian was stunned, only now realizing where the problem was, confused for a moment, then vaguely explained, it's nothing. It was an emergency. It was all because of that Harrison guy. Someone lying down was also shot. Lily fell, he didn't carry her, it could only be William who carried her. Lily fell and got hurt? Theodore was startled and worriedly spoke up. Seraphina didn't say anything more. On the way following Theodore and Vivian to the hospital room, she devoted all her heart to observing him. No matter what, he had lived with Lily for 18 years, as close as real sisters. No matter how much she worried, it was not enough. But in her previous life, he loved Lily. She thought silently, once anything started to sprout, she would have to resolutely strangle it. If she let him stay with Lily, she would rather let him love Chloe. Thinking carefully, she was actually very greedy. She hoped that her younger brother and mother would love her. Not only that, she also hoped that they would not like Lily, not even a little bit. A sudden pain rose in her heart. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and tried to dispel the strange thoughts in her head. Seraphina, you thought the same way in your previous life, haven't you had enough? When the group arrived at Lily's hospital room, only William was there. The doctor had finished examining her. There was no problem, only her hand was slightly scratched. Seraphina glanced at her coldly. She deliberately fell off the horse to attract William's attention. It would be strange if there was a serious problem. But William was really worried, anxiously asking the doctor several times. His eyes towards Lily were also strangely gentle and pitiful, like a prince looking at a fragile princess. It seemed that he had really fallen for Lily. However, what should Vivian do? Serafina looked at Vivian, who had just been reminded by her but had now forgotten, and she was still asking Lily kindly. However, thinking about her kind and honest personality, she didn't know if she was pretending or not. As for Theodore, he hadn't seen Lily for a long time. As soon as he entered, he saw her pale face from excessive fear. Her appearance was frail and pitiful. Of course he was heartbroken. Especially when Lily saw Theodore. "Oh my, long time no see, I miss you so much," tears welled up. Of course, he felt even more sorry. As a result, the three of them all gently comforted her as if treating a terminally ill patient, while Lily cried softly as if she didn't have much time left to live, making the doctor standing next to her extremely sad. He remembered that he had just said that there was no problem. Lily glanced at Serafina meaningfully, and choked up as she said to Theodore, "I miss you so much. I still want to go home to see you, but Grandma said, if Serafina doesn't agree, she won't let me in." Serafina leaned lazily against the wall, not moving at all, waiting to see what else she was going to say. But Lily didn't say anything more. Theodore turned his head to look at Serafina, his jet-black eyes filled with a strange look. He didn't say a word, but this silence was even more painful. It would be better for him to bristle like he had always done when she had made him crazy before. Serafina felt like she had been stabbed by a thorn in her heart. She was still cold and indifferent on the outside. She curled her lips and smiled faintly at Lily, but her heart was aching to the point of numbness. At this moment, the door to the ward was pushed open, and Olivia's worried voice rang out, "My dear daughter." Serafina tilted her head, and before she could even see her figure clearly, she had already rushed to Lily's bed, looking her up and down. "Where are you hurt? Tell me quickly, where are you hurt?" The doctor had no choice but to repeat his diagnosis again, feeling miserable. Why didn't anyone listen to him? Serafina didn't say anything. Lily was hurt. She didn't call her biological mother Megan, but called Olivia first. What the hell?